The cost of living in America right now is making a lot of people give up. And a lot of us are not prone to losing it all today. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons is because when you look around, you see the prices of so many items, so many things that are so out of reach. It used to be a time where as though a home was obtainable for one person. Well, we at a point now where as though everything is so skyrocketed to a point where as though it's unreachable. And to some people's eyes, they might look at it and say, well, anything is reachable. Okay, it's a good positive mindset to have. It's not good to think negative, but with negativity comes reality. Reality in this lifetime it have shown people that you can quickly lose your livelihood when you're getting fired, getting laid off, going to jobs, whereas though they changing so many guidelines and restrictions, it's 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 bothersome because when you see all the things that's happening today that's causing people to give up, it's dealing with money and affordability. And if you can't afford, going to work feels like something that's just brutal. Because let's just say you come home and your paycheck is already spent up on your rent. But if it's not spent up on your rent, let's just say your paycheck, and like we just gonna talk about the statistics when it comes to most people, like the whole overall of income. When they show the numbers, it shows around 50, close to 50 something thousand a person makes on the low. And that's majority of the world that they say. So you look at that and you say that your rent is most likely about 1,000 to 1,200. That's on the low end. So when you look at your check, it's going to take you about two checks to actually pay your rent, right? So when you look at that, it takes about two checks to pay your rent. That means most likely you're looking to have a part-time job after working your 40 hours a week. And that's if you're not able to do overtime because a lot of jobs today, overtime is scarce. Like it's null and void because people are looking to save money. So they more so hiring more people to a job. So whereas though it's lowering your hours. A lot of us are seeing this, no matter where you at. And if you in a career that's making a lot of money, then you most likely might not be affected by what I'm saying. But this is for the most people in the world. So when you look at the affordability of something, it's far out of reach because the money does not add up. So when you look at the cost of living of how people out here trying to survive, it's basically all null and void. Like people are looking at life and just giving up. We don't see more people unlive themselves off of not being able to keep their funds or they're losing money to the point they can't live. And when I say can't live, it's easy to sit back and just say money ain't everything or just pray about it. One thing about life, you can pray all day, you can do all the things you want to do that's going to give you encouragement. But if you don't see the light at the end of the road, or at least a clue of something happening that's making you feel that you able to succeed at least a little bit, rent is just a small factor of life. This is just keeping a roof over your head. Keeping a roof over your head at least gives you a little bit of sense of comfortability to be able to say, at least I can be able to think. Let's think about the ones that can't think. You don't have a roof over your head. So now you have bigger fish to fry. You have to worry about putting a roof over your head. But putting a roof over your head, you got to worry about the money you need to make to be able to put a roof over your head and feed yourself. And who is going to open their doors to you? It is not easy to open your doors up to somebody to stay with you when people violate people every day in living arrangements, because we got laws that protect people that you open your house up to. Remember, you just can't open your home up and think you just gonna let a person stay there, and then when you don't like them no more, they gotta bounce. That's not how that works. If you think it does, you will find out the hard way when you call the cops, and then you find out that they can't just put them out, even though you might not have a lease with them. You just can't put people out on the street. So when you look at people giving up today, you see so many people just in a struggle mode. And when you start to have a mindset where as though you just cannot get through, cannot strike it, you, every time you come up the bat, you batting out. Can't even make it to first base. And then if you do make it to first base, listen, just think about this. You got people that got homes now that bought their homes during the pandemic, made out good. Well, they felt like they made out good. And now they done hit the end of the road. Now they're losing their home. And you have some that's not actually losing their home due to them not being able to just afford it. You getting hit with taxes that's getting there, making homes be reevaluated. Whereas though now the mortgage company has upped their mortgage, and people think, oh, they can't change their mortgage. They didn't change their mortgage. The taxes got restructured. Nobody is paying nothing for anybody. So if you think that you're gonna walk around here and think that everything is just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make it through. Well, making it through is a lot harder than what it used to be. If you got millions and millions of people looking for jobs, you're not the only one looking for a part-time job. That means you got people looking for full-time jobs that's taking part-time jobs, which were mainly for people that needed just part-time money. Well, that part-time money is not there. You look at places like UPS. UPS was basically one of the main places that you can go to, along with FedEx and them, for part-time jobs. And some days are null and void now. You're not able to find jobs in your area, especially if you're in an area that's a popping area. Like if you're in areas of, say, for instance, like I say Philadelphia, Jersey, you know what I mean? You're in like the Atlanta area. You're in the areas that have a lot of growth, a lot of people that live there. Those jobs are going to be very hard to find. Even though these areas have a lot of jobs, but they don't have a lot of positions open. So when you kind of think about how people are just giving up on the cost of living, affordability is just so out of hand. You can't breathe. Quick as you breathe, your car insurance going up. And if you sneeze too hard, now you got the electric bill going up more. Nothing seems to balance out. If the money is not going up, but the bills are going up, something's wrong. Which means it's making people give up. You're seeing it. You're seeing it every day. People just clocking out. You got more and more people that go. Let's be honest. You got people going back to school just so that they don't pay their school loans back. If that don't tell you something, you seen a stat that talked about more women are enrolled. Well, guess what? How many are more in debt? More women. And the reason why is because you're seeing a lot, even more now. You see women working jobs now. And they're going back to school, which means their loans stop. It is never a reason to just keep going back to school, especially when you are capped. People don't think they're capped. You are capped at a certain point when it comes to degrees. All you can do is make advancements in your career when you're already in that position, which means you're going to get more money. The degree is just not going to keep making you more and more and more money. Most degrees put you in, especially a good degree, is going to put you in the six figures, a low six figures, which means when you're in that position, you're going to climb up the ladder off of that one degree. But people are literally going back to school just to pile up degrees as if it means something. It doesn't. People would pump your brain up and make you think that it's really, really doing something for you. It's not. What are you learning different? From a person that was in college, what are you learning different? Your hands-on is way more important than a degree. But these are the measures that America have put people in. They made people think that it was cool to overspend. It was cool to splurge. It was cool to celebrate every holiday with money. You got Valentine's Day. Anything that's set up to make people spend, they're going to spend. And then the ending result is broke at the end. That's why credit cards are not never been your friend. And y'all wonder why people are crashing out. America don't care about the crash out. They care about the bill that they serving you. Oh, thank you for spending. Here go this bill. Pay this. Oh, you can't pay up? But guess what? Interest. I'm here. I love this interest. It's, they're gonna whisper, yo, the interest that we giving them, they about to pay for this item 2 or 3 times. Yeah. All these name brand companies, China exposed that. All these watch places, China exposed that. It seems like if you put anything in front of us in America that makes us think that we're getting better, but then you find other things that are cheaper and you wonder why it works the same as the other item, you are mistaken. I started catching on to that a long time ago. Not a long time ago, maybe a couple years ago. I started catching on to that. This is why you see so many people when they reach the end of the road. When I say the end of the road, that means that you buried yourself so deep to the point you can't even see clear and you can't even see a vision of your life anymore. Everything is all about the cost. How can I afford to stay in this home? When the first thing that comes to your mind is, how can I afford to pay this mortgage or rent? That's when you already know you have lost. And when you already in a lost state, it is hard to dig yourself out of something like that. Unless you just get to a point where as though you start to understand how money works and how this economy works. And you start to strategize and move a little different. All right. So look, good luck to you. Whoever's going through it right now, hopefully they can see the light. But I'm going to say this. Thinking that you could just take your pain away just because you're going through hard times, it's not going to solve it. All right? Straighten up, wise up, and try to think a little different. All right?